Think pennies are just small change? Someone cent coins can actually be worth a fortune. Rare dates and errors make them valuable treasures hiding in plain sight. The 1991 cent penny may look like an ordinary coin that most people pass by without a second thought. But in the world of numismatics, this small copper-plated zinc piece has stories, surprises, and value far greater than what its face tells. Struck in the millions, the 1990 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, one of the longest-running and most recognizable coin designs in American history. Yet, certain rare examples of this coin have drawn collectors from all over the country because of unique minting varieties and errors that turn something simple into something worth life-changing sums. While most 1990 pennies might only ever be spent as a single cent, there are those rare gems among them that can command values between $48,000 and $115,000, a number so staggering that it continues to surprise even seasoned collectors. The Lincoln cent has always carried more weight than its small size suggests. Since its first issue in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, it has been a symbol of American pride, everyday use, and connection to history. By 1990, the coin had already seen decades of circulation with the Lincoln Memorial design on its reverse, created by Frank Gasparo in 1959. On one side stood Lincoln's profile with the word Liberty and the year date. On the other side stood the memorial, complete with even a tiny statue of Lincoln visible if you looked closely enough. For most, this was just an everyday coin to use at the store, but for collectors, the details matter more than words can describe. What makes the 1990 penny remarkable is the combination of its historical place in the series and the presence of minting oddities that slipped into circulation. Among the most famous is the No-S proof penny. Proof coins are specially struck for collectors, made with polished dies and mirror-like finishes. These coins are not intended for circulation, yet in 1990, a number of proof pennies left the San Francisco Mint without the S mint mark on the obverse. Instead of the crisp S beneath the date, the coin appeared blank, leaving just the year. These mistakes are exceptionally rare, and because proof coins are already struck in low numbers compared to regular issues, the surviving examples of the 1990 No-S penny have become legendary. Collectors have paid huge sums to own one of these pieces, and when you hear values ranging between $48,000 and $115,000, it is often these kinds of coins leading the way. Beyond the No-S proof variety, the 1990 penny also has examples of double die obverse errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, and other minting anomalies. A double die obverse might show slight doubling on the lettering or numbers, creating a shadow effect that collectors immediately recognize as an error worth saving. Off-center strikes, where Lincoln's portrait is shifted noticeably, leave part of the coin blank, creating an odd but highly desirable look. These kinds of mistakes are not only collectible because they are unusual, but also because they are rare survivors from the minting process, where strict quality controls usually catch them before they ever reach the public. The condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. A 1990 penny found in pocket change that has circulated for decades may only be worth face value unless it carries one of those rare dramatic errors. But coins in mint state, especially those graded at MS66 or higher, can already command strong premiums. Combine that with a significant variety like the No-S proof or a flawless double die, and suddenly you're looking at a coin worth far more than what anyone would expect. It's in these pristine, rare examples that the values soar into that extraordinary range of $48,000 to $115,000. What keeps collectors fascinated about the 1990 penny is the idea that these treasures might still be out there. Proof sets containing the famous No-S variety have been broken apart, sometimes unknowingly, sending rare coins into the wider world. Error coins can slip through unnoticed and end up in circulation. It means that anyone searching through old change jars, inherited collections, or bankrolls has a chance, however slim, of uncovering one of these rarities. That possibility alone keeps the hunt alive, and stories of lucky finds continue to inspire collectors both new and experienced. Auctions have highlighted just how much demand there is for these coins. When a 1990 No-S proof penny appears on the market, it immediately garners attention, with collectors competing fiercely to add it to their collections. The rarity and the buzz around it only push the price higher. Other 1990 errors, while not as famous, still fetch impressive amounts when in high grade. The combination of scarcity, condition, and collector demand is what fuels the incredible values we see today. What's fascinating about the penny is how it ties into American culture. Nearly everyone has handled a Lincoln cent, and the memorial reverse was part of daily life for 50 years. To know that one of these coins, struck in 1990, could hold a value greater than a new car or even a home in some cases, makes the story of this coin even more compelling. It reminds people that sometimes the most extraordinary treasures hide in plain sight, and that value is not always obvious at first glance. The importance of checking coins carefully cannot be overstated. Collectors emphasize that even minor details can make the difference between a 1-cent coin and a coin worth tens of thousands. The placement of a mint mark, the clarity of a strike, the presence of doubling on letters, all of these details matter. The 1990 penny is a shining example of how close observation and knowledge can turn what looks like an ordinary object into something remarkable. Beyond monetary value, the 1990 penny carries with it the story of America in the 1990s. It represents a time when the U.S. Mint was continuing long traditions while also preparing for changes that would come in later years. It stands as a piece of history, linking people to a series that has been collected and cherished for generations. Each surviving coin, whether common or rare, plays its part in telling that story. Collectors often say that coins are pieces of art, history, and economy combined. The 1990 penny, especially with its extraordinary varieties, embodies this idea perfectly. It is a coin that connects people to Abraham Lincoln, to the artistry of Frank Gasparo, to the minting practices of the late 20th century, and to the thrill of discovering something valuable where least expected. For those who are just beginning their journey into collecting, the 1990 penny is an important reminder. Never overlook the details. A coin that others pass over could be the very coin that changes everything. With values stretching from $48,000 to $115,000 for the rarest and finest examples, the stakes could not be higher. So the next time you come across a 1990 penny, don't dismiss it as just another cent. Take a closer look. Check the mint mark, the details of the strike, the condition of the coin. Because hidden among the millions are those rare few that have earned a place in numismatic history and a value beyond imagination. What you hold could be far more than spare change. It could be a remarkable discovery waiting to be recognized. The US 2005 1-cent penny is one of those coins that many people overlook, but for collectors it has become a fascinating piece of modern numismatic history. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary Lincoln Memorial penny, the kind that passes through millions of hands every day without a second thought. It jingles in pockets, gets tossed into tip jars, and piles up in coin banks across the country. But within that simple copper-plated zinc coin lies the potential for incredible stories, surprising errors, and values that stretch far beyond its face value. Some of these 2005 pennies have been valued between $38,000 and $103,000, which is enough to make anyone stop and take a closer look at the change in their wallet. The Lincoln cent has been an American staple since 1909, when it was first introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin initially featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and wheat stalks on the reverse. In 1959, the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and that design carried on through 2008. The 2005 penny belongs to this long era of Lincoln Memorial cents, and it's part of the story that bridges the old century with the new. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced billions of these coins in 2005, while the San Francisco Mint struck proof pennies for collectors. With such a huge mintage, finding a 2005 penny is easy. But what collectors search for are the rare variations, errors, and superbly preserved examples that turn a common coin into a prized collectible point. One of the most important details about the 2005 penny is its composition. Since 1982, pennies have been struck from copper-plated zinc instead of solid copper. They weigh 2.5 grams, with only a thin outer layer of copper giving them their reddish color. This shift from copper to zinc created new opportunities for minting errors, because sometimes planchets from the wrong composition slipped into production. A 2005 penny accidentally struck on a pre-1982 copper planchet weighing 3.11 grams, for instance, would be an extraordinary rarity, and in mint state condition it could easily be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Collectors are also highly interested in double die errors from this year. A double die occurs when the die itself has been improperly manufactured, showing a double design. On a 2005 penny, the doubling might appear on Lincoln's eye, the motto "In God We Trust," the word liberty, or the date. Dramatic doubling can be seen without magnification, but even subtle examples can bring impressive prices. A strong double die in pristine condition could push its way into that $38,000 to $103,000 range, especially if discovered on a proof strike. Off-center strikes are another exciting category of error. These happen when the coin blank is misaligned during striking, leaving part of the design missing and a crescent-shaped blank area visible. The more dramatic the off-center, the higher the value, especially if the date is still fully visible. Off-center 2005 pennies in mint state condition can be incredibly valuable, with some collectors willing to pay tens of thousands for dramatic examples. Clipped planchet errors also appear in 2005 cents. These errors happen when a blank is punched too close to the edge of the metal sheet, leaving a curved or straight clip on the finished coin. Depending on the size and location of the clip, these errors can be very collectible. A double clip, where two different areas of the coin are missing, is especially rare and commands strong premiums. Off-metal errors represent some of the most dramatic and valuable 2005 penny rarities. These occur when a cent is struck on the wrong planchet, such as a dime, nickel, or even a foreign coin blank. A 2005 penny struck on a dime planchet, for example, would appear smaller and thinner than normal, and if authenticated and graded at a high level, it could command values that climb well into the $38,000 to $103,000 range. The San Francisco Mint's 2005 proof pennies are another key focus. Proof coins are struck with polished dies and special planchets to create sharp, mirror-like surfaces and frosted details. While most proof coins are carefully made and free of errors, mistakes do occasionally slip through. A 2005 proof penny with a dramatic error, such as a missing mint mark, double strike, or off-metal planchet, would be highly desirable to collectors. Even without errors, a proof coin in pristine condition graded PR70 Deep Cameo can reach astonishing prices in the market. Condition plays one of the biggest roles in determining a coin's value. The grading scale, ranging from 1 to 70, is how collectors and dealers evaluate a coin's preservation. A typical 2005 penny found in change is likely to be in circulated condition, graded somewhere between VF20 and $50 Australian. These are worth only face value. But a flawless example graded MS68 or higher is exceptionally rare. Coins at this level can sell for thousands, and when combined with an error or variety, they can leap into that top valuation tier of $38,000 to $103,000. Auction records for 2005 pennies demonstrate just how powerful the combination of rarity and condition can be. Collectors have paid staggering amounts for unique errors in this series, and demand continues to grow as new examples are discovered. Stories circulate about people finding unusual 2005 pennies in rolls of coins from the bank, or tucked away in jars of loose change, only to later realize they were holding something worth life-changing amounts. Beyond errors and condition, the 2005 penny also represents a significant historical period. The early 2000s were a time of transition, not only in American society but also in the world of coinage. Just a few years later, in 2009, the reverse design of the Lincoln cent changed to celebrate Lincoln's bicentennial, and the iconic Lincoln Memorial design was retired. This makes the 2005 penny one of the last examples of a design that had been used for nearly half a century. Collectors who appreciate continuity and history often see these late memorial cents as the closing chapter of a long-running era in American coinage. For collectors searching today, the key to success with 2005 pennies is attention to detail. Looking closely at the lettering, the date, and the design features with a magnifying glass can reveal doubling. Weighing a coin can uncover off-metal strikes. Studying the shape can highlight off-center or clipped planchets. Many treasures are hiding in plain sight, and a careful eye is all it takes to uncover them. Anyone who thinks they've discovered a rare or valuable 2005 penny should consider professional authentication. Grading services like PCGS and NGC provide certification that not only confirms authenticity but also assigns a grade. This adds credibility and helps maximize the coin's value when selling at auction or through private collectors. A certified coin with a dramatic error and high grade is what drives those headline-making prices that capture so much attention in the hobby. The story of the 2005 penny is a reminder that even the most ordinary-looking coin can hide extraordinary secrets. From double dies and off-center strikes to off-metal errors and flawless proof examples, there are countless ways this humble 1-cent coin can become a treasure. With values ranging between $38,000 and $103,000 for the rarest and most desirable examples, the 2005 penny proves that not all valuable coins are old. Some are still circulating today, waiting for sharp eyes to discover them. The next time a 2005 penny slips into your hands, it's worth slowing down and taking a closer look. That small coin could be far more than spare change. It could be a hidden fortune, a piece of numismatic history, and a story worth sharing. And for collectors, that thrill of discovery is what keeps the passion alive. The 2014 1-cent penny may not seem like much at first. After all, the penny has always been considered the lowest denomination in U.S. currency, and many people don't even bother picking them up when they see them lying on the ground. Yet hidden within this tiny coin minted in the billions are rare varieties and errors that transform what most would dismiss as pocket change into treasures valued between $33,000 and $93,000. That kind of leap is what excites collectors and keeps them searching, because the thrill of discovering something extraordinary in the most ordinary of places is what coin collecting is all about. The 2014 penny belongs to the Lincoln Cent series, which has been in circulation for over a century. Since 2010, the design has featured the Union Shield on the reverse, a striking departure from the long-running Lincoln Memorial design. The obverse, of course, still shows the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln that Americans have known since 1909. On the 2014 penny, Lincoln faces right, with the words "In God We Trust" arching above, liberty on the left, and the date 2014 stamped to the right. Below the date sits the mint mark, either D for Denver or none for Philadelphia. What makes the 2014 penny particularly exciting is that it came from a time when the U.S. Mint was under pressure to balance cost efficiency with striking quality. Pennies have long cost more to produce than their face value, and in 2014 the Mint continued striking them with a copper-plated zinc composition, first adopted in 1982. This material change created new opportunities for minting errors, and those errors, when preserved in pristine condition, are what launch values into the tens of thousands. One of the most prized error types on the 2014 penny is the double die. A double die occurs when the die used to strike the design is itself misaligned during production, resulting in a coin that shows doubling on its features. On a 2014 penny, this doubling can appear in the date, on the word liberty, or in the motto "In God We Trust." Even subtle doubling catches the attention of collectors, but bold examples are the ones that command massive auction premiums. In some cases, the doubling is dramatic enough to be seen with the naked eye, and those coins are the ones that can reach into that $33,000 to $93,000 value range when combined with a high-grade mint state condition. Another error that creates demand is the off-center strike. These errors happen when the coin blank isn't properly seated in the press. Instead of a centered design, part of the coin is left blank while the rest shows a misaligned impression. Collectors especially value off-center strikes where the date remains fully visible, because it identifies the coin as a 2014. Off-center errors ranging from 10% to 50% with sharp details and little wear are considered extremely valuable, with some recorded sales pushing well into five-figure territory. Broad strike errors are also notable. In this error, the retaining collar that normally holds the coin in place fails, and the metal spreads outward more than usual during striking. The result is a coin that appears wider and flatter than normal, lacking the raised rim you would expect. While not as common as minor striking flaws, broad strike 2014 pennies in mint condition are highly collectible and can fetch thousands at auction. Clipped planchets add yet another layer of intrigue. These occur when coin blanks are improperly cut from the metal sheet, leaving part of the coin missing in a crescent-shaped clip. A 2014 penny with this error is immediately noticeable, and when authenticated and graded, it becomes a standout addition to any collection. Such coins are rare and easily command prices well beyond ordinary collector levels, particularly when they remain bright, lustrous, and uncirculated. Then there's the fascinating case of transitional or off-metal errors. Occasionally, due to mistakes at the mint, a coin design is struck on the wrong metal blank, such as a dime or foreign planchet. These anomalies are exceptionally rare, and a 2014 penny struck on the wrong planchet would be a once-in-a-lifetime find. Because of their extreme rarity, such coins are the ones most likely to climb into that astonishing $33,000 to $93,000 range. Beyond errors, condition itself plays a massive role. Billions of 2014 pennies entered circulation, most of them quickly accumulating scratches, discoloration, and wear. But a small number were preserved in original mint rolls, proof sets, or by sheer luck in pristine condition. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC at MS67 or higher stand apart. In fact, it is often the combination of a high-grade mint state coin with a dramatic error that drives collectors into fierce bidding wars at auction, driving prices from a single cent up to the kind of sums that make headlines. Auction history supports this. Collectors have seen modern pennies with spectacular errors bring prices comparable to rare silver or gold coins. Stories circulate of individuals finding these pennies in their pocket change, rolling them up in jars, or pulling them from circulation, only to later discover their extraordinary value. The idea that something worth 1 cent could turn out to be worth $33,000 or even as much as $93,000 keeps collectors hopeful and fuels the ongoing fascination with coins like the 2014 penny. For the average person, it can feel unbelievable that a modern coin could hold such value. After all, 2014 doesn't seem so long ago. But in numismatics, rarity and condition matter far more than age. The reality is that out of the billions of 2014 pennies struck, only a tiny fraction carry these dramatic errors. And among that fraction, only a few have survived in exceptional condition. That is why collectors will pay top dollar, because rarity is not just about how many were minted but how many survived in collectible condition. The story of the Lincoln cent itself adds emotional value as well. This series is one of the most beloved in American numismatics, not only because of its longevity but also because of its association with Abraham Lincoln. For over a century, generations of collectors have started their journey by looking for pennies. The 2014 penny represents a modern chapter in that story, carrying the Union Shield design that symbolizes national unity and federal government strength. Holding one of these coins is more than just owning a small piece of copper-plated zinc. It's holding a connection to American history. Collectors who specialize in modern coins often emphasize the importance of searching every coin carefully. With the 2014 penny, it's worth examining the date, the lettering, and the details of the shield on the reverse. Look for doubling, missing sections, or distortions in the strike. Pay attention to the rim and edges for signs of off-center strikes or clipped planchets. Even subtle clues could mean the difference between a common penny and a life-changing discovery. For those who stumble across a 2014 penny that looks unusual, the next step is authentication. Professional grading not only confirms whether an error is genuine, but also provides a condition grade that directly impacts the coin's market value. Collectors trust coins encapsulated and certified by recognized grading services, which means these coins sell more easily and for higher amounts. Ultimately, the 2014 penny teaches a powerful lesson. Don't underestimate the ordinary. A coin that billions of people overlook every day could secretly be worth more than a luxury car or even a house. It's the possibility that keeps collectors engaged, always searching, always hoping for that rare discovery. So the next time you come across a 2014 penny, take a moment to really look at it. Study the details carefully, hold it up to the light, and pay attention to the little things that most people ignore. Because hidden among those billions of coins are the rare few that change everything. Those that transform from a single cent into a prize worth $33,000 to $93,000. That is the magic of coin collecting, and it proves once again that sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest surprises. The US 2017 1-cent penny might seem ordinary at first glance. Just another Lincoln cent minted in the billions. A coin that most people spend without ever thinking twice. But the truth is, within this year's issue are some fascinating stories, hidden rarities, and minting errors that have transformed a simple copper-plated zinc coin into a collector's prize. Some rare varieties of this 2017 penny have been valued between $30,000 and $82,000, which shows just how much potential can rest in even the smallest piece of change. When collectors talk about modern pennies, the 2017 cent is often highlighted as a coin worth looking at closely. The design of the 2017 penny carries on a long tradition. Abraham Lincoln's portrait, first introduced in 1909 by Victor David Brenner, still dominates the obverse. Lincoln has remained on the 1-cent coin longer than any other U.S. president has been featured on American coinage. On the reverse, the Union Shield design introduced in 2010 is present, with a bold shield symbolizing Lincoln's role in preserving the United States. A banner across the shield bears the single word 1 cent, and the composition, 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating, reflects the economic changes that reshaped the penny beginning in 1982. Billions of 2017 pennies rolled off the presses at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with the San Francisco Mint producing proof issues for collectors. Because of that massive mintage, most 2017 pennies are worth exactly face value. Yet what elevates certain coins are the small mistakes, the extraordinary conditions, and the rare variations that make 1 cent worth thousands. One of the most interesting developments for the 2017 penny is that it marks the return of the P mint mark on coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint. For the first time in over 225 years, the Philadelphia Mint placed a P on Lincoln cents in honor of its anniversary. This single-year event makes the 2017 P penny instantly collectible. While billions were made, pristine examples with high grades are particularly desirable, and collectors who focus on mint mark history see this coin as a milestone. A perfectly preserved 2017 P cent in top condition can command incredible prices, and if combined with an error or unique strike, the value could soar into the $30,000 to $82,000 range. Errors are where the 2017 penny becomes especially exciting. One of the most popular error types for this year is the double die. A double die error occurs during the hubbing process when the design is impressed into the die more than once in a slightly shifted position. On the 2017 penny, doubling has been discovered in the inscriptions, particularly on "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date. Strong doubling visible without magnification makes these coins dramatically more valuable, especially in mint state grades. Another type of error highly prized in 2017 cents is the off-center strike. When a coin blank is not properly centered during striking, the resulting coin shows part of the design missing, with a blank crescent where the die didn't hit. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more valuable the coin, particularly if the date and mint mark are still visible. An extreme off-center 2017 penny in mint condition could easily be worth tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Clipped planchets also appear in this year. These are coins that were struck on an incomplete blank, leaving a curved, straight, or irregular clip on the edge. Collectors value these errors because they are a clear, visible minting mistake. Double or triple clipped planchets are even rarer, and they add significant premiums. Off-metal errors are among the most dramatic. If a 2017 penny was struck on a dime or nickel planchet, for example, it would appear smaller or thicker than normal, and the design would not fit properly within the rim. These are highly desirable to error collectors, and authenticated examples have reached the upper end of the $30,000 to $82,000 valuation range. Proof coins from San Francisco add another dimension. These coins are made with carefully polished dies and special planchets, giving them mirror-like fields and frosted devices. Most proof coins are nearly perfect, but occasionally a proof penny will be struck with an error such as doubling, a missing layer of copper plating, or even a dramatic strike-through where foreign material left an impression in the coin. These are exceptionally rare and valuable, often selling for prices far beyond standard proof sets. Grading plays a major role in determining how much a 2017 penny is worth. Circulated coins are typically worth face value, but uncirculated coins graded MS-67 or higher are highly sought after. At the top of the grading scale, MS-69 and MS-70 examples, especially if they show errors or are part of special issues like the 2017 P, are where the values can explode. Coins in these grades often appear flawless to the naked eye, with sharp strikes, no visible marks, and brilliant luster. Auction history has already proven that modern pennies can sell for surprising amounts. Collectors have paid tens of thousands for unique 2017 errors, especially when graded by major services like PCGS or NGC. The excitement around these sales often sparks new waves of interest, with more people checking their pockets, jars of change, and bank rolls for 2017 pennies that stand out. It's also worth noting the historical significance of this coin. The addition of the P mint mark makes the 2017 penny a standout in the entire Lincoln series. Before this, pennies struck at Philadelphia carried no mint mark at all. Collectors who build complete sets of Lincoln cents cannot ignore the 2017 issue. That unique distinction makes it far more than just another coin. It's a turning point, and that alone adds long-term value. For collectors today, searching for valuable 2017 pennies means examining every detail. A good magnifying glass or microscope can reveal double dies. Weighing coins can detect off-metal planchets. Studying the shape and edge can uncover clipped blanks or off-center strikes. Many valuable coins have been discovered by people simply paying closer attention to the coins most others overlook. If someone believes they found a rare 2017 penny, submitting it to a grading service is the next step. Professional grading not only authenticates the coin but also assigns it a numerical grade that makes it easier to sell. Certified coins almost always sell for higher prices, and buyers have more confidence in what they are purchasing. This is especially important when aiming for values in the $30,000 to $82,000 range. The 2017 penny proves once again that even modern coins struck in massive numbers can still hold extraordinary surprises. Between the introduction of the Philadelphia P mint mark, the potential for double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and off-metal errors, there are countless ways this coin can stand out from the billions of ordinary examples. For collectors, this year represents both history and opportunity, and its legacy is still unfolding as new discoveries are made. The next time you spot a 2017 penny, it's worth taking a second look. Whether it's a pristine 2017 P in high grade, a double die with striking details, or an unusual error that makes it unlike any other, that small copper-plated coin could be worth far more than a single cent. With rare examples fetching between $30,000 and $82,000, it's a reminder that treasures often hide in the most ordinary places, waiting for someone with patience and sharp eyes to recognize them.